Hey guys, good morning. I told you about this last week, but it's happening now. Federal immigration agents are preparing to deploy to a group of major airports across the country as part of the Trump administration's response to ongoing disruptions in air travel during this partial government shutdown. Yes, the government is still shut down. Yes, it's been 5 weeks. I told you about this over the weekend, and I made it very clear what Trump was planning to do, and today is that day. So Immigration and Customs Enforcement, known as ICE, agents are expected to be present at 14 airports nationwide to assist the Transportation Security Administration, TSA, because there is a shortage of TSA workers. Listen, they're not being paid. They've missed one paycheck. They may be about to miss another one. Many are selling blood just to get money for food. Money for gas. Some are sleeping in their vehicles. Some have lost their place to live. They cannot pay their bills. Some are still repaying loans from last year's government shutdown. While a full official list has not been publicly released, the airports are understood to span the country, including John F. Kennedy International Airport, the LaGuardia Airport in New York, and I believe that's the airport that just had a plane crash where two of the pilots passed away. They hit a fire truck on the runway yesterday. So, as well as airports serving Newark, Philadelphia, Chicago, Atlanta, New Orleans, Houston, and Phoenix, the outlet reported. The Atlanta mayor, Andre Dickens, confirmed the planned presence of ICE personnel at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport beginning Monday morning, today. A spokesperson for Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International has confirmed this with Newsweek. An ICE official who requested anonymity to speak freely told Newsweek that Homeland Security would be deployed to assist TSA. Now, TSA takes, I don't know, half a year to even train, so I'm not sure what they'll be doing outside of what they're already doing, but they will be at these airports. So Donald Trump announced the plans to deploy ICE agents at the airport over the weekend. In a social media post, he said agents would do security like no one has ever seen before. War in Iran, we have all of this financial stress on everybody right now. Price of fuel is going up. Price of food is going to go up. Price of everything is going to go up. And as well as our risk over here in the United States for sleeper cells. That is going up as well. Matthew 24:3 and 2 Timothy 3:1, Daniel 8:19. The Bible foretold many things that together would be the sign to identify the last days. Famine, Jesus foretold there would be shortages, food shortages. Matthew 24:7, the book of Revelation foretold an additional symbolic horseman who would result in famine, great earthquakes. Y'all know we're seeing that. We're seeing war right now. Jesus said that disease, according to Jesus, there would be pestilence or epidemics or terrible diseases. And we know we are seeing that. We're seeing, we had COVID. That was a pandemic. That was, everybody was affected. There is a virus out there right now that is affecting a lot of people, and no one's really talking about it. So let's get into it. But there is a little known virus that is quietly building across the U.S. just as cold and flu season starts to ease a little bit. So health officials, and I think I told you about this before, but it's getting a little worse. Health officials are watching the rise because there is no vaccine and no specific antiviral treatment for this particular disease. And seeing how everybody's traveling right now, and this partial government shutdown is causing long lines in airports. I mean, crowds beyond crowds.
Are getting longer this morning at some of America's biggest airports.
There's priorities, and this is one of them. This is crazy.
To help, the Trump administration says it's sending in hundreds of ICE agents.
We're simply there to help TSA do their job in areas that don't need their specialized expertise.
People crammed together. I think this is going to be something to really watch for in the coming months, that there is going to be a spread of, if not this disease, something else. But there is something major that is coming health-wise, and we need to be preparing for that while we can and if we can. So there are multiple cases of a respiratory virus known as HMPV. I know some of y'all have heard of that, and I have spoken about this before, like I said. Well, this have been increasing significantly in major cities across the country. So I'm going to show you this map right here. Let me put it right here. So on this map, you see the red dots. The red dots indicate high. The kind of orangey color ones are medium. The green is low, and I think it's gray is like a not calculated, but these dots are spreading across the country. That's why I say this is going to be one of the diseases that we need to be watching out for. But I do believe there is something else that's probably being cooked up in a lab, allegedly. This virus is called human metapneumovirus, better known as HMPV. CDC data through March 7th shows HMPV is still circulating into spring, and recent reports indicate that CDC surveillance indicates it accounted for more than 5% of positive respiratory virus tests nationwide. That has pushed the virus back onto the radar, another active HMPV season last year. HMPV is not a new bug. And just like with the HMPV not being a new bug, I think that whatever it is that is going to come and hit everybody in every country, not just the United States, every country, is going to be something that's been here before, but something that maybe has mutated, or they have mutated a strain. Okay. The CDC says symptoms can include cough, fever, nasal congestion, and shortness of breath. These are always in respiratory, always the same signs, symptoms, just like with COVID, things that can take people out, things that will affect the elderly more, and also affect anybody with any kind of illnesses or young children. And while we should not live in fear, we should always live in preparedness. We should always have awareness of the things that are out here. And of course, any kind of viral infection or disease is going to spread through coughs, through sneezes, close contact, and contaminated objects or surfaces, which is why I say people are crammed in these airports right now. I mean, lines are out the door and around the building, okay, due to the shortage of TSA. People, this is chaos happening right now in real time. So that means it can easily move through homes, schools, nursing homes, other shared spaces. This is one reason experts pay close attention when activity starts climbing in the spring. But the CDC says there is currently no specific antiviral therapy for HMPV and no vaccine to prevent it. Health experts say the best defense are still the basics. Wash your hands, okay? Clean shared surfaces. Avoid close contact with sick people and stay home if you are ill, which we know most people do not. They're also urging people with cold-like symptoms to cover your cough, not with your hand, but with your arm, put a dab on it, that old thing that used to be out, and sneezes, wash your hands often, and avoid sharing cups or utensils. Doctors say it is time to get checked if breathing becomes hard, chest pain kicks in, fluids will not stay down, or symptoms drag on unusually long. Pay attention to what's going on around you when you start seeing an abundance. And this is pollen season too, so be aware of that. Not every sneeze, not every cough is, somebody contagious with something. And the other disease that's out there right now is meningitis, and there's also another one that is still picking up. It hasn't shut down yet, and it is measles, okay? Locals are living in fear after a contagious child potentially exposed the dangerous virus to their entire class. I can't remember if I gave you this story or not, but as many as 130 children in Sacramento County, California, educational enrichment program have been exposed to measles.
Here's to the good days, here's to the sorrows. If this is a mistake, I know about tomorrow. I don't wanna fight no more, cause I don't feel the need no more, no. Just wanna make it stop. Maybe it's something in